Hi, I'm Gerry Hogan, and we're at Lou Fusz Toyota in Kirkwood, Missouri. And I have a 2013 Scion FR-S sports coupe here. And it's a brand new entry into the sports car market by Toyota and Scion. It's an interesting car. It's our first entry into the sports car market since 2002, when the Subaru came off the market. I see a lot of Supra in the car. The front end of the car is very reminiscent of the last version of the Subaru. The big opening for the airflow into the grille, the headlights. But also in the late 60s, Toyota made a car called a 2000 GT. And this vehicle looks a lot like that 2000 GT. It was a rear-wheel drive car also. They made a very small number of those vehicles, but there's still a few around, and they're very interesting when you see them. You see a lot of the same features of the car. The difference in this, though, this is a joint venture with Toyota and Subaru. And Subaru makes a Boxer 4-cylinder engine, which is what we have in our vehicle, which is what's different than from the Supra and the 2000 GT. They had a 6-cylinder engine in it. This is a 200 horsepower with 151 foot-pounds of torque, 4-cylinder. It's a Boxer style. It's a 4-cylinder where what they do is they take 4 cylinders, but there are 2 pistons on each side of the engine opposing each other. Makes the engine shorter, smaller, and they can mount it. The center of gravity is so low in this car, the engine is sitting almost below my knee. It's impressive to drive it because it really, really handles incredibly. It's got a 4-wheel wishbone suspension, and it's a 4-wheel McPherson strut suspension with double wishbones. So it's got a racing style suspension underneath it, has incredible handling. Under the hood, you're going to see, first off, badging from Toyota and Subaru. But also, the maintenance underneath here is very simple. Even though it's a complex engine, the battery, the dipsticks, the fluids, everything's out in the open. Even the oil filter is mounted upside down right in the front. So it's very simple to, even if you change your own oil in it, I mean, you're taking an empty filter off of this upside down. So it makes it a really clean job to do. Now, Toyota does cover all of the new vehicles, Toyota and Scion. A 2-year, 25,000-mile maintenance program is free. It's called Scion Boost on this model. And we cover oil filter, tire rotations for the first 2 years and 25,000 miles. We're moving around the car now. I'm going to show you these tires and wheels. It's a 17-inch tire. Nice looking, really nice looking sporty aluminum wheels. Big brake rotors on there. Good sized brake calipers for stopping. You'll see the retro badging on the side of the fender. Some of the other things before we get into this car I've noticed when I drive it. One of the things is these rise, the way the fenders rise up when you're driving this car. When you're driving it, it lines up with the lanes in the road. It's really, really an interesting perspective when you're driving it to see those as you're driving line up. It really there's a lot of thought that went into that. Also, they've got the channels built into the roof, give a little bit of style, cuts the wind drag down dramatically in this vehicle. On the inside of it, you got an interesting dashboard. Got a very comfortable steering wheel, leather steering wheel. You notice you have these sport pedals. If you can see those down there, you got sport pedals on it, give it a really sporty, aggressive look to it. Power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, very convenient. The way they're mounted in there. You've got 3 different types of the mode of traction in this thing. You've got a snow button, which lets you take off in second gear when you take off. You can also turn that traction control off and on. It's to really give it a different feel when you're driving the vehicle. On the inside, this is a automatic transmission, but it's kind of a fooler. It looks like a manual when you first look in it with this leather boot around it. It's a 6-speed automatic. You have paddle shifters on the steering wheel on the automatic also. The manual drive in this is also a 6-speed. So they're both really impressive to drive. We've got a lot of people really, you'd think that people would be asking for that manual drive in these. We're selling an awful lot of automatics in these also. The seats have got a really interesting red stitching on them and these red inserts on the seats. Very comfortable to sit in, but at the same time, they've got great support and they really hold on to you when you're driving the car, which you need, let me tell you, when you're driving this. The stereo in this too, this is the standard Pioneer stereo. Scion has what they call a bespoke. It's an upgrade stereo with a 5.8-inch flat screen on it. Really, it's incredible. You can do everything with this stereo. It's very similar to our Entune system in Toyota. You have Pandora on there, you have satellite radio on it. It's got a lot of great features on it, but it upgrades the entire sound system when you do that. But it's an impressive interior. It is a 4-seater sports car. It does have a true back seat in it too. It is a 4-seater, which is a little rare for this size vehicle and this type of vehicle. When you move around toward the back of the car, I'm going to open the trunk up and show you that too. They do have a remote, keyless remote for the doors, but also for the trunk. The trunk, although it's a sports car, does have some room in it. It's a pretty deep trunk that they put in here. So you do have some room in the back of it. It's got a low lift over with a plastic cover, so if you're sliding something in. And then you've got, what's really, really impressive looking is the dual exhaust on this too. So we have them in stock. This particular one is a hot lava color, which has been pretty popular. But we have, they make them in Raven Black, Ultramarine Blue, Firestorm Red, Argento Asphalt, dark gray color, and a whiteout and a white, which is really nice looking too. It's an impressive car to come by, take a look at, drive it, call me first. You can call me at 314-966-5404, or you can email me at ghogan@fuse.com. I'll let you know if we have one in stock. They don't hang around too long, so call first to make sure we have one. Come by and drive it, you'll be impressed with it. Thank you.